Okay guys, let's talk about the size of the wheel. It's 165 millimeters tall, over 2 inches wide, and as you can see, the Sunmates aren't even 2 inches wide. Here's a point of reference just to show you what it looks like compared to the Hoda 150 millimeter wheel, and here are the Evolve 7-inch wheel. And here is a size comparison with the Hoyt 5-inch compared to the Meepo 165. Here is a picture of the Meepos compared to the Evolve Hadian 7-inch, and these are the new ones. To the left, you see the Hoda width. To the right, you see the Sunmate width. So the ride feel, in my personal opinion, might differ from anyone else. So this is all personal preference, so some might agree, some might disagree. But in my personal opinion, I don't love them, but I don't hate them. When I ride over bumps like this, I feel like since the tires are so big and chunky, they transfer the energy to me more than a 6-inch tire would. When I have a smaller wheel like the Sunmate or the Hodas or the Evolve 6-inch, all those 150 millimeter wheels are my personal favorite because I have more feeling underneath my feet. Guess what I'm trying to say is when I have a bigger wheel, I feel a little bit less in control. But an upside is carving at higher speeds is very easy.
Acceleration, 1, 2, 3, go.
I would have thought I noticed a difference in power when I'm putting these bigger wheels on, but definitely not. The Meepo is a beast. The agility in this board is still good, don't get me wrong. I just prefer a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. Now that there's even bigger wheels on it, I feel like it takes away a little bit, but being used to riding a Cali, a Flux, I've ridden bio boards, LaCroix, I would still prefer this any day over one of those big boutique boards. Take the Cali NYC XL 2.0 for an example. It's over $1,200 more than the Meepo Hurricane. It can't do 2-in-1, and it's just shy of 40 pounds. The Meepo Hurricane is about 34 pounds. Hurricane also gets more range and it's more powerful. Now, I'm not beating up the Cali NYC, don't get me wrong. I'm just showing you the actual value that 2-in-1 boards have, especially the Meepo Hurricane. Now, since the Meepo Hurricane is still a 2-in-1 board, it has double kingpin trucks, and it's not crazy wide, it's not crazy heavy. It's actually easy to maneuver inside these tight areas in city riding. So if you guys are living in the city and you want some more comfort, you want those big fat tires, at the same time can get you high speeds, lots of power, and the ability to change dozens of wheels, this is the way to go.
But holy moly, is this thing heavy. It was always heavy before, but now with these big ass tires, it's really heavy.
So we've had non-stop rain the past 4 or 5 days. Even the day I was filming, it was raining earlier that day. So this grass is wet, but the board still handled it no problem. I wish I could have went in trails to show you guys, but the trails are way too muddy and I didn't want to send the board through that. But as you can see, the tires have no issues blasting through the grass, so I don't see it having any issues in the trails. Normally with 2-in-1 boards like this, you put on much bigger tires, you're gonna sacrifice a decent amount of braking. With the Hurricane, the performance is so good, I had zero issues braking. As I mentioned before, these tires aren't my personal preference when they're this big, so I wasn't as comfortable going really fast, but I hit 29 miles per hour, but you could definitely go faster with these. With the range, I got about 21 miles, being a 140-pound rider, and it was 45 degrees Fahrenheit. For the price, I think it's a good price. The Evolves are $250, the Flip Skies are $175, the Tinies are $179, and the Wowgos are $199. And its big competitor, $550 for the Excel wheels. As for small complaints, the valve stem is pointing inside, so in order to get there, you have to unbolt all those metal bolts on the back of the hub just to get to the valve stem to adjust your air. Okay, so what I don't like about this setup is that since this is already bolted on to the hub, it's not that simple to get on the motor mount. Okay, so then now you got to make sure you got to pull the motor back, and the whole entire time you're trying to get underneath the tire. So you still got to pinch the belt in order to get it around the motor pulley. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm not really used to that. I'm used to the pulley being there already and then being able to put the pulley on without the tire on. So now since the weight of the tire and I can't reach really around, it's hard to get to. It's just worth mentioning. It's not that simple. All right, so once you have the belt tension kind of right, you can't get to that bolt, the one in the back, or the one all the way up front. So once you tighten up one all the way, then you have to take it back off because the tire is taking up so much room from where the motor mount is. So now you got to tighten up the rest of them. And then hopefully the belt will kind of just slip right on. But as we know, this is already kind of pulled back, so it's not going to be simple just to pop it right on. See, with the standard pulley, you can just mess around with this and you have access to all the screws here. So you can adjust the belt tensioning. And then of course they have spacers in there. It's not built-in spacers inside the bearing, so that's another thing you got to do. Okay guys, that wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.